In this lesson, we are going to talk about Spring Data JPA, its power for us, its abilities, and how it will allow us to work with tables in Java. So JPA is the Java Persistence API, which allows for object relational mapping, and this allows us to take our classes, our plain old Java objects that we think of, create entities to them for databases. In essence, it allows us to create tables out of our Java classes. And this is a really important and powerful tool for us when we're working with databases. So an entity is an object that is mapped to the database. If we were working with relational databases, you would think of this as the table, and for us, this would be the class that we create. Our instance variables would represent the column of the table, and the objects that we make would be the rows. Here's an example of what that would look like. So you can see some very familiar lines of code here in creating a basic Java object. Let's say that this was a topic, maybe a particular topic for a course, and that topic had an ID, which was the unique identifier. It has a name, and it has a description. There's a few annotations on that as well that will be utilized here with JPA. So let's dive a little bit deeper. The entity annotation will indicate to JPA that this class entity will be stored as a database. And this is that process of starting to create this class as a table. So what in essence is JPA expecting? A table named topic. At ID and at generated value here, we'll create that ID that would map to our table. This would be the table's primary key. The nice thing about this generated value is that we can rely on our API to generate this value for us instead of having us determine this value manually. And here's our columns. So we in essence have two other columns attached to this table. That would be the name and the description for our topic. If JPA encounters a class or instance variable containing more than one word, it will convert these from camel case to snake case for us. So you would have the words, the different words separated by an underscore. And this is in essence breaking these down into SQL commands for us. We will be working with something called the CRUD repository, and CRUD stands for create, read, update, and delete. And in essence, it's all those core behaviors that you would have to manage a database. So this is an example of how this would look in our Spring Data. We will build out more specific versions of this. This was a general example of the CRUD repository. Here's several methods that will come right out of the box with the CRUD repository for us. So the ability to find one or find all, and to save or delete items in our database. So here is the way that our CRUD repository would be utilized for our topic. So we would make a specific topic repository of type topic with an ID that is a long. And you can see how that data is defined here for us in our diamond operator in our parameterized type. Once we've done that, we've given ourselves the ability for this topic to save topics, to find all topics, find one particular topic, or delete a topic. So without even building out any functionality here, we have these methods available for us. And Spring Data JPA allows that to happen. Because we're dealing with ORM, object relational mapping, these relationships that we have are really important. And so we will see examples of things like a one-to-many relationship, a many-to-one relationship, and others, such as many-to-many. If we will define these relationships a little bit more in the examples that we will be building out. And so in the next video, we will get started with the Spring Getting Started guide for JPA, and we'll build out an example.